The old house on the hill had always been a source of fascination for me. Its crumbling facade and overgrown garden spoke of a time long past when it had been a grand mansion, filled with life and laughter. But now, it stood empty, its windows boarded up, its doors locked tight against the world. As a writer, I was always on the lookout for inspiration, and something about that old house called to me. I knew the locals whispered about it, tales of hauntings and ghostly apparitions that kept them away. But I was undeterred. I was determined to uncover the truth behind the legends, to find the story that lay hidden within those decaying walls. Little did I know, the story I would uncover would be far darker and more terrifying than anything I could have imagined. As I sit here, the memory of that night grips me like icy fingers. It was a night like any other, or so I thought. The wind howled outside, rattling the windows of my old, creaky house. I was alone, my wife away on a business trip, and I had decided to spend the evening reading in my study. As the clock struck midnight, I heard it, a faint whisper, barely audible, coming from somewhere in the darkness. I dismissed it as my imagination and tried to focus on my book, but the whisper persisted, growing louder and more insistent with each passing moment. Curiosity getting the better of me, I followed the sound, which seemed to be coming from the basement. I descended the creaky stairs, the air growing colder with each step. As I reached the bottom, the whispering stopped abruptly, replaced by a deafening silence that seemed to press down on me from all sides. I fumbled for the light switch, but the darkness remained absolute. Panic rising in my chest, I turned to go back up the stairs, but something stopped me. A cold, skeletal hand gripped my shoulder, and a voice, cold and dripping with malice, whispered in my ear, "You shouldn't have come here." I stumbled forward, the darkness enveloping me like a shroud. I could feel eyes watching me from the shadows, and the whispering started again, louder this time, a cacophony of voices, all speaking in a language I couldn't understand. I ran, blindly, through the darkness, my heart pounding in my chest. I could feel something chasing me, something cold and ancient. I reached the stairs and stumbled up them, nearly falling in my haste to escape. As I burst into the light of the study, I thought I was safe. But then I saw it, a figure standing in the corner, shrouded in darkness. It spoke, its voice a hollow, mocking echo. "You can never escape us, mortal. We are always watching, always waiting." With a scream, I fled the house, never looking back. I never returned, but the memory of that night haunts me still. And sometimes, late at night, when the wind howls and the shadows lengthen, I swear I can hear the whispering calling my name. I never did uncover the truth behind the hauntings of that old house. Some mysteries are perhaps best left unsolved, but the experience changed me. It opened my eyes to the fact that there are forces in this world beyond our understanding, things that lurk in the shadows, waiting to be discovered. I never returned to that house, but its memory haunts me still, and sometimes, late at night, when the wind howls and the shadows lengthen, I swear I can hear the whispering calling my name. I try to ignore it, to convince myself it's just my imagination. But deep down, I know the truth. The shadows are watching, and they will never let me go.